Okay guys, so hello and welcome back to another video. So in today's video I will be fixing a scratched up mirror because my girlfriend obviously scratched the paint of the mirror and today I will be fixing that. So let me show you what we are working with. Okay guys, I hope that you will be able to see it. It's not that bad honestly, but it's right here. Right here, if you can see it. It's not that bad. Okay, so what will you need to have in order to do this job? Well, it's nice to have a polisher. You will need to have a rinseless wash. Then you will need to have some polishing pads, as well as a compound and a polishing paste, as well as wax. Then you will need to have some auto shampoo. Then you will need to have some sandpaper and a sand block. And you can also have a gloves for protection. Okay, so the first step is to grab your sprayer. I put the auto shampoo in it. It's not a lot, but we don't need a lot because we will be shampooing just the mirror of the car. So I like to spray it directly on the mirror. And then I like to grab my sponge and spray it onto the sponge as well. And then we need to get rid of all this debris on the mirror. Okay, so once we get rid of the dirt, we can grab our microfiber towel and just wipe the mirror down. Okay, so the next thing is to prepare the surface for polishing. We will do that by spraying firstly the rinseless wash on the mirror and followed by the clay towel. If you don't have a clay towel, it's also safe to use the clay bar. So like I said, we first spray the rinseless wash onto the mirror. It's never too much of the rinseless wash. We fold clay towel like this and we spray rinseless wash onto the clay towel as well. It's never too much of the rinseless wash because the clay towel needs a lot of lubrication. And then we will just gently rub the clay towel onto the mirror. We are not putting any pressure onto the clay towel. Okay, so once we have completed this process, we can use a microfiber towel again and wipe down the mirror. Now you don't have to do this if you have the exact same example as me, because here is scratch so minor that we don't need sanding, but I will sand with a 3000 grit paper just to make sure. So with sanding we spray a rinseless wash where we will sand, and we also spray some rinseless wash on the sanding paper. And then let the sandpaper glide on the surface. Okay, so when we sand, I like to do another repeat of spraying the rinseless wash onto the mirror and then just wiping it down with the microfiber towel again. Okay, so once we sand, you will notice that there is a little bit of haziness. Now that is completely normal. Now don't get feared with this haziness, because this will all go away with the polisher. Okay, so now let's move on to the polishing. We will need a polishing pads, and I have this pack from SPTA. Obviously, as you can see, there is 5 pads. I will be using a light cutting pad for this job, followed by a blue pad for polishing and a red pad for applying the wax. Okay, so now with this pad I am pairing a Meguiar's compound, and because the pad is dry, we will be putting a little bit more Cara compound on it. Okay, now if you have a smaller pad than this, it's recommended to use a smaller pad, because this is very small surface. I unfortunately don't have with me a smaller pad, so I will be using this one. This is too big of a pad for this job, just so you know. And now we polish. Okay, so once we have polished it with the compound, we'll grab our microfiber towel, flip it the other way so we have a fresh side, and wipe the mirror down. Now I will examine the paint with the flashlight. If you have a professional flashlight, that is fine, but I will use just my phone for it. Now it seems fine to me, but there is one big scratch right here, and we will fill this scratch with the car paint. Okay, so now we take our paint and we just paint the mirror, just gently. Now we leave this for about 20 minutes to let it dry up, and then we will polish again. Now we go with the blue pad and the polish paste. And now we wipe out the excess off again. And the last step is that we need to apply wax on the mirror. Okay guys, so now I will tell you honestly that I am not very proud of how this turned out. I will kind of blame the pads for this because they were too big and I literally couldn't get into crevices, and also there were some paint missing on the mirror, and my paint wasn't exactly the same to this one. So it isn't turned out really how I wanted to, but nonetheless, if you take a close look, we eliminated a lot of the scratches on this surface here, where there was just the swirl marks. But if we take a look right over here, you know, here is quite good. Honestly, I am proud of that. And if you take a look right here, I really couldn't get this scratch out right here. If the camera is picking up on it, it's very subtle. But because I couldn't reach it with my big pads. And also, where is it? Right here, if you could see it, this is this paint that I used, but it's not exactly the same, and you can see it obviously. But yeah, other than that, if you take a look under here, the paint is also perfect. So the swirl marks are gone. But yeah, it's just this one that I'm not very proud of because I didn't have the exact same paint than this mirror is. So yeah guys, in this video I learned something myself as well. You need to have a small pads if you want to kind of get into the crevices. Obviously I didn't know that, but I hope that I will be able to polish the mirror with these big pads, but it turned out that I couldn't. And also have the exact same paint that you have on the car, because otherwise it still looks good, but it doesn't look perfect. And yeah guys, if you enjoyed today's video, share it, subscribe and like it. It will mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys in another one. Thank you for watching again, and bye.